Occupational English Test. Listening Test. This test has 3 parts. In each part, you'll hear a number of different extracts. At the start of each extract, you'll hear this sound. You'll have time to read the questions before you hear each extract, and you'll hear each extract once only. Complete your answers as you listen. At the end of the test, you'll have 2 minutes to check your answers. Part A. In this part of the test, you'll hear 2 different extracts. In each extract, a health professional is talking to a patient. For questions 1 to 24, complete the notes with information that you hear. Now, look at the notes for Extract 1. Extract 1, questions 1 to 12. For questions 1 to 12, complete the notes with a word or short phrase that you hear. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon. Please tell me what brings you in today.
Doctor, I have been having episodes of severe dizziness and occasional fainting over the past month. I've also noticed that my feet swell by the end of the day.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you experience any chest discomfort or palpitations during these episodes?
No, not really, but sometimes I feel very fatigued.
How old are you?
I'm 55 years old.
Do you have any habits like smoking or drinking alcohol?
I quit smoking about 5 years ago, but I do enjoy a glass of wine occasionally.
Can you share a bit more about your medical history?
I was diagnosed with diabetes 10 years ago and also have high cholesterol.
Have you had any surgeries or major medical procedures in the past?
Yes, I had a gallbladder removal surgery about 15 years ago.
What medications are you currently on?
I'm taking metformin for diabetes, atorvastatin for cholesterol, and also a daily aspirin.
Any known drug allergies?
No, none that I know of.
Based on your examination, your blood pressure is a bit elevated at 160/90. Your heart rhythm is irregular. There's pitting edema in your ankles. Your ECG shows some atrial fibrillation. Your blood tests indicate good sugar control, but slightly impaired kidney function. Have you ever felt a racing heartbeat?
Now that you mention it, sometimes, especially at night.
It seems like you might be having episodes of atrial fibrillation, which is an irregular heart rhythm. This could be causing your dizziness and fatigue. We'll need to further evaluate this with an echocardiogram and possibly start you on anticoagulation to prevent any risk of stroke. It's also crucial to manage your blood pressure. I'd like to add a medication, Ramipril, to help with that.
Thank you, doctor. I'm glad I came in to see you.
Extract 2, questions 13 to 24. For questions 13 to 24, complete the notes with a word or short phrase that you hear. You now have 30 seconds to look at the notes.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon. What seems to be the issue today?
I've been having persistent pain in my abdomen for about 2 weeks now, accompanied by bouts of diarrhea and occasional fever.
I see. Where exactly is the pain located in your abdomen?
Mostly in the lower right side.
Do you notice the pain becoming worse after eating certain foods or meals?
Not specifically, but I have lost my appetite recently.
Have you traveled or eaten any unfamiliar foods recently?
Yes, I visited Southeast Asia about a month ago.
Interesting. Are you experiencing any bloating or gas?
Yes, quite a lot of bloating, actually.
Any family history of gastrointestinal issues or other illnesses?
My mother has irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, and my grandfather had colon cancer.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 35, doctor.
All right. Are you currently on any medications or supplements?
Just the usual multivitamin.
Have you had any previous surgeries or significant health issues?
I had my appendix removed when I was a teenager, and I was diagnosed with gastritis a few years ago.
Any allergies to medications?
I'm allergic to sulfa drugs.
Given your travel history, it's possible you might have contracted a gastrointestinal infection. Your physical examination shows some tenderness in the lower right quadrant, which might be indicative of colitis or another inflammatory condition. The family history is also significant, especially given the age of onset of your grandfather's colon cancer. I recommend getting a stool culture to rule out bacterial or parasitic infections, and I would also suggest a colonoscopy to assess the health of your colon. In the meantime, drink plenty of fluids, avoid spicy and oily foods, and I'm prescribing a probiotic to help with your gut flora. I'd also like to see you back in 2 weeks or sooner if your symptoms worsen.
Thank you, doctor. I appreciate your help.
That is the end of Part A. Now look at Part B. Part B. In this part of the test, you'll hear 6 different extracts. In each extract, you'll hear people talking in a different healthcare setting. For questions 25 to 30, choose the answer A, B, or C, which fits best according to what you hear. You'll have time to read each question before you listen. Complete your answers as you listen. Now look at question 25.
I've been closely monitoring the recent advancements in bioengineered heart valves. The idea is to cultivate a patient's own cells to create a personalized heart valve.
That sounds promising. Would it eliminate the need for blood-thinning medications after valve replacements?
Precisely. And since the valve is grown from the patient's cells, there's less risk of the body rejecting it. The challenges we're facing right now are ensuring the longevity of the bioengineered valve and the cost of the procedure.
I can imagine. But if it can offer a better quality of life and fewer complications, it might become a preferred option in the future.
I agree. This could revolutionize valve replacement surgeries. We need to keep our eyes on the developments.
Now look at question 26.
Have you come across that new research on the protein buildup linked to Alzheimer's?
Yes, the tau tangles, right? I read that there might be a way to clear these tangles using targeted therapy.
That's the one. The hypothesis is that by addressing these tangles early on, we might be able to slow the progression of the disease. There's hope, but it's still in the experimental phase.
So it's still a long way from being a viable treatment option. However, any breakthrough in understanding Alzheimer's is promising. It's one of the diseases that remains a mystery in so many ways.
Absolutely. Early diagnosis and intervention are key. This discovery could pave the way for preventive treatments.
Now look at question 27.
Did you get a chance to read the new infection control guidelines?
Not yet. Can you brief me on them?
Sure. We're now required to change our masks every 2 hours or after tending to a contagious patient. There's also an updated hand-washing protocol with a longer duration and specific steps.
Really? It sounds intense but necessary. Anything else?
Yep, visitors will also need to follow the new protocol, especially if they're entering isolation wards. And every ward needs to maintain a log for mask distribution and disposal.
Got it. Thanks for the update. I'll make sure to read the guidelines after our shift.
Now look at question 28.
Mr. Jenkins, can you walk me through a typical day's meals?
Well, I usually start with cereal and coffee for breakfast.
All right, and how about lunch and dinner?
For lunch, maybe a sandwich or sometimes just fast food. Dinner varies, but often includes pasta or chicken.
Considering your recent blood test results, I'd suggest adding more vegetables and fruits to your diet. Also, try to reduce the intake of processed foods and sugars. How does that sound?
It sounds doable. Do you have any recommendations for healthy snacks?
Absolutely. Almonds, yogurt, and carrot sticks are all good choices. Just remember, moderation is key.
Great. I'll try to incorporate these changes. Thanks for the advice.
Now look at question 29.
Did you catch that segment on the news about the new antihypertensive drug?
Yes, it's supposed to have fewer side effects than the current meds. Quite a breakthrough if the studies hold up in larger populations.
I heard the same, but there's always the worry about the cost. Newer drugs usually have a premium price.
True, but if it offers better patient outcomes, maybe the benefits outweigh the costs. It will be interesting to see if insurance will cover it.
Agreed. And with our aging population, the demand for such drugs is only going to grow.
I'll keep an eye out for more studies. It's vital for us to stay updated for our patients' sake.
Now look at question 30.
I've received feedback that the new digital admission forms are speeding up the process. Have you heard the same?
I have. It's cut down waiting times significantly. Plus, the reduced paperwork is environmentally friendly.
That's true. However, there's a concern that older patients may find the digital process challenging. We need to ensure assistance is available.
Maybe we could introduce a quick training session for them, or perhaps have dedicated staff at admission to assist.
I think both ideas are worth considering. Streamlining processes is good, but we have to make sure no patient feels left behind.
That is the end of Part B. Now look at Part C. Part C. In this part of the test, you'll hear two different extracts. In each extract, you'll hear health professionals talking about aspects of their work. For questions 31 to 42, choose the answer A, B, or C, which fits best according to what you hear. Complete your answers as you listen. Now look at extract 1.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Alexandra Monroe, a pediatric pain specialist. Today I would like to shed light on a significant concern in pediatric healthcare, the management of chronic pain in children and adolescents. Chronic pain in this age group is often misunderstood and inadequately managed, causing a ripple effect on the quality of life, mental health, and overall growth. Unlike adults, children may not have the linguistic capability or cognitive maturity to express their pain accurately. This leads to issues in diagnosis, understanding the pain's origin, and its impact on their daily life. Chronic pain in children can stem from various causes such as post-surgical complications, injuries, and sometimes conditions like juvenile arthritis or migraines. However, due to the unique nature of pediatric pain, conventional adult-focused pain management strategies might not always be effective or appropriate. Moreover, there is an added layer of psychological impact. Chronic pain in children often leads to missed school days, reduced participation in extracurricular activities, and even social isolation. Consequently, their emotional and mental well-being gets affected, leading to conditions like anxiety or depression. The Pediatric Pain Initiative is an organization that dedicates itself to understanding the multifaceted challenges of pediatric chronic pain. Collaborating with leading pediatric hospitals and research institutions, the initiative aims to bring forth evidence-based, child-centric pain management solutions. Our recent survey highlighted some alarming gaps in the current care paradigm. In our study, involving pediatric healthcare professionals and parents, we discovered significant discrepancies in pain perception. While 62% of healthcare providers believed they were offering adequate pain management strategies, 53% of parents felt their child's pain was not being managed effectively. This divergence hints at a lack of effective communication between caregivers and healthcare providers. Furthermore, a staggering 48% of healthcare providers admitted to being hesitant in prescribing stronger pain medications to children due to potential side effects or concerns about addiction. This finding coincides with the concern that 57% of parents felt their child was not receiving adequate medication for pain relief. Chronic pain management is not just about medication. Non-pharmacological interventions like physiotherapy, counseling, and biofeedback play a pivotal role. However, our survey found that 1 in 3 pediatric healthcare professionals had not received formal training on these alternative interventions. There's a pressing need to address these disparities. Effective pediatric chronic pain management is a blend of science, empathy, and collaboration. Open communication channels between parents, children, and healthcare providers are essential. Likewise, investing in continuous training for professionals and raising awareness about the importance of comprehensive pain assessment tools specifically designed for children is vital. In conclusion, pediatric chronic pain management requires a specialized approach. It's about acknowledging the unique challenges children face, understanding their world, and crafting solutions that cater to their holistic well-being. Let us pledge to bridge the existing gaps and work towards a world where no child suffers in silence.
Now look at Extract 2. Extract 2, questions 37 to 42. You now have 90 seconds to read questions 37 to 42.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Selena Ramirez, and today I'd like to address an essential aspect of healthcare that often goes unnoticed, yet deeply impacts the patient experience: the integration of technology within healthcare settings. While many patients have lauded the advancements and convenience that technology brings, it's vital to scrutinize its effects on the patient-doctor relationship. Initially, my intrigue into this subject began during a routine consultation. A patient mentioned that while the digital tools available were efficient, they sometimes felt a disconnection due to the emphasis on screens and devices. This raised a concern. Could our drive for technological advancement inadvertently be creating a barrier between healthcare professionals and their patients? Let's begin by visualizing a regular visit to a doctor's clinic nowadays. Upon entry, a patient interacts with a touchscreen kiosk for check-in, then waits while tracking their turn on electronic board. Once inside the consultation room, doctors often split their attention between the patient and the electronic health record on their computers. While the intent is to ensure accuracy and maintain detailed records, the underlying human connection can sometimes take a back seat. To elucidate further, consider a scenario I often bring up in discussions, showcasing the possible pitfalls of excessive tech reliance. Imagine a young mother bringing in her feverish child. She's worried, perhaps her first time dealing with a sick child. As she describes the symptoms, the doctor is engrossed in entering data into the computer system. While the records might be immaculate, the mother leaves feeling unheard, with lingering concerns. To delve deeper into these sentiments, we initiated a comprehensive survey targeting patients' perspectives on technology integration. The aim was not only to gauge their comfort with using these tools, but to understand its impact on their perceived quality of care. We focused on their anticipations before utilizing such services and the reality of their experiences. A disparity score, akin to the GAP score mentioned earlier, was generated. Medical interns were invaluable in assisting with the processing of these survey outcomes. The results were indeed a mixed bag. Patients overwhelmingly appreciated the efficiency, reduced wait times, and immediate access to their medical history. On the other hand, there was significant feedback on missing the human touch in their interactions. Especially for elderly patients, grappling with the rapid digital transformation was an added challenge. They expressed nostalgia for times when discussions were more personal and less machine-mediated. What I found most intriguing was the feedback regarding telehealth consultations. While it was initially presumed that virtual consultations might impersonalize the experience further, many patients felt the opposite. The comfort of their own home, coupled with the direct eye contact maintained during video calls, as screens are the primary focus, made interactions feel more intimate. While these findings don't definitively advocate for or against tech integration, they emphasize the need for balance. The touch of compassion, understanding, and genuine attention can't be coded or digitized. As we advance, it's imperative to ensure that technology serves as a tool to enhance, not replace, the human connection in healthcare.